The Philadelphia Eagles continue to impress fans around the league. The Philadelphia Eagles did not hold back against the Green Bay Packers. In the 22-10 win in the wild card, the Philadelphia Eagles dominated on defense once again, and they were able to constantly bully the Green Bay Packers offensive line all game and force Jordan Love into some poor decision making downfield. Philadelphia had an electrifying first drive after a questionable Green Bay fumble to open the game, but the offense stalled from there. Obviously, there were question marks about Hurts' ability to stay ahead in this game considering he's been out for 3 weeks, but the defense is what truly made this game special, and I think it showed to everyone around the league how special this defense really is. It makes the league finally realize how much this defense means to this football team. Without the number 1 ranked defense, honestly, I don't think Philadelphia comes out with this football game. The way they were able to continuously stop the run and pass attack when it mattered the most in the most crucial parts of the game, this is a defense that wins championships. And we saw it on full display against the Packers. I think you also have to give credit here to Jalen Hurts for locking in the second half and helping this offense finally get kick-started. The offense was beginning to fall apart, but Hurts was able to muster up a drive that led to a Dallas Goedert touchdown. This gave Philadelphia a little bit of breathing room in a tight game. And for a guy that hasn't thrown a football in 2 weeks, it's a step in the right direction. Now with some time under his belt again, Hurts will begin to pick up pace in the playoffs, and there's no doubt in my mind that he won't play up to expectations. This guy plays different in the playoffs. He's not the same quarterback when he enters the playoffs, and we saw that on display in 2022 when the Philadelphia Eagles went to the Super Bowl. I wouldn't worry too much about this game's performance and the offense's performance, and I think he'll come back even stronger in the divisional round. You have to realize how hard it is to come back from a concussion and play at your best when you haven't been playing at all. Kellen and Siranni, though, have to do a better job at coaching for Jalen Hurts. They have to make this easier for him. They're making it too difficult, especially for a guy that just came back. Attack the opposing team's weaknesses instead of trying to be out of the box with this play calling. All this team needs to do is use basic fundamentals of the offense to find success. I don't know why we make it so much harder on ourselves week in and week out. We need to adjust faster as an offense, and that's on Siranni and Kellen flat out. I think they will figure it out next week, however, because that's how Philadelphia has been good all season long, struggling, then being able to overcome adversity. If you guys like what you're watching so far, please make sure to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing. I post football content, cover updates, and try my best to provide you with the best information possible. Let's get back into the video. How about the defense again? The ability to force 3 turnovers for the offense was crucial in this game, and was honestly the reason Philly was able to stay ahead on the scoreboard all night long. Quinyon Mitchell's first interception came at the best time of the season, playoff football. Although it won't count on the stat sheet, Mitchell's key interception put a nail in the coffin for the Green Bay Packers team. Mitchell's play this season has been spectacular, and Philadelphia got a gem with their first round pick. How about Darius Slay? Big play Slay also got an interception today too, and it was the first Eagles cornerback this season to come up with an interception all season long, which is really odd because I feel like the Eagles had way more turnovers on defense this year than prior. Slay's interception was a momentum changer, and it helped continue to bring life to this Philadelphia's dormant offense at the time. And lastly, All-Pro Zach Bond was able to cash in on an interception and make his resume even better for the offseason. This makes it even more of a reason to bring Bond back on a long-term extension. He has been the cornerstone of the linebacking core and the main reason this team has been so successful up front. It was so sad seeing Nakobe Dean go down after the tackle for loss he made during the game. Dean has played lights out for us all season long and has come a long way since his rookie year, stepping up since last season. For such a promising player, it hurts to watch him go down like that. Leaving the game, he was seen in a full cast boot from his knee down, and he's likely out for the rest of the season. And it's sad because it's a big blow for this Eagles defense. He's one of the main contributors on this Philadelphia defense. And Oren Burks had to step in play, and he looked mighty awful for his first time playing. And that's not good because he's also the one that stepped in for Dre Greenlaw during the Super Bowl. Not something ideal because he didn't play very good. It's not something you want to see at all, especially with having the number 1 ranked defense. However, I believe within time he will make adjustments, and he will fit into the role just fine for the meantime. Nolan Smith finished the day today with 2 sacks on the game. He has been a huge contributor ever since this season's bye week and has made a name for himself on the defensive front. With Smith's breakout coming, this defense looks all but scarier heading into their next game in the playoffs. This defense will be the main reason they make it to the Super Bowl. They just need their offense to play complementary football with them. Although the offense seemed to struggle, I believe they will bounce back in a crucial way in the divisional round. Jalen Hurts is used to playing in big moments, and he has playoff experience. Now that he has his feet wet again, he can continue to find his success through his big weapons like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. They need to come out of the game next week with a different game plan and fire it down the field. I don't understand why you don't take a shot when you have AJ Brown, one of the best receivers in the league. The playoffs are the biggest stage of the season, and sometimes you have to take that risk, especially to be the best football team in football. Philadelphia Eagles cannot continue to play too conservative, especially when you have a high caliber threats all across the offense. Kellen will have to dial up the best game plan in the upcoming weeks, but I believe he's capable of that. Philadelphia is always the heat of controversy, and I think NFL fans are way too quick to the point. We've seen it in our Super Bowl year against the Atlanta Falcons. It was a defensive game all the way through, and I didn't think the offense would perform the way it did the next week. Football is such a unique sport, and you truly don't know what the next week has in store for any football team. Don't let this one game define this offense's momentum in the playoffs. This is a team that wants to win, and it's not like last year. This is probably the best Eagles roster ever put together, and not only are they the best, but they are the youngest too. They will continue to grow, and especially with a home playoff win, the momentum builds and the stakes get even higher. This team feeds off the energy of the fan base, and the energy is at an all-time high right now. This Philadelphia Eagles team, in my eyes, has the best chance of winning the Super Bowl out of any team right now. Saquon will continue to have to supply the Eagles with a great rushing attack week in and week out if they want to continue their playoff success. The Eagles run the most in the league for a reason. They need this guy to continue to have games like he did today. 25 carries for 119 yards on the ground. That's what you need from your all-pro running back. And honestly, looking at the bigger picture, I don't believe Jared Goff or this Lions team could beat this defense right now if it was in front of them. This roster is just too stacked at every position, and with all the injuries the Lions have faced this year, this team is just more of a threat in my eyes. I believe the Philadelphia Eagles would overload Goff and it would consume him. This Philadelphia Eagles team will find their footing next game. This roster is too special not to find the success they want. They have key players at every level on this football team, and there's no other roster that has so many players that can plug in and play at any time. This Philly roster is on a different level, and there's no denying that. This is the best roster Philly has ever had. This team is absolutely electrifying, and the only thing that will hold them back is themselves. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please comment any suggestions on future videos or anything in general. Thank you guys. Peace out.